Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, my name is Anubhuti and I love to talk about everything beauty related. I love to do product reviews and I love to get use out of my makeup collection more efficiently and not buy everything new necessary. So then I have been doing a lot of project planning content here on my YouTube channel, and also I've been trying more ways to use my existing makeup. And if those are the things you are interested in, please make sure to subscribe before jumping into today's video. So as you know from the title, today I'm here with my April month update for No Pan Left Behind Project Pan. If you have no idea what No Pan Left Behind Project Pan is, it is basically an eyeshadow palette focused project pan. So basically you randomize a number of eyeshadow palettes and then you have to use each eyeshadow in a particular palette at least one time before you can roll it out of the project. This is rolling style project pan, which means you hit your goal on one palette and then you roll it out and then you roll a new palette in its place. I will also link my introduction video in the description box below or somewhere here in the cards if you want to check it out. But yes, for me, I started this project last year also and I was randomizing 5 palettes, but this year, because I'm doing multiple projects, I have decided to randomize only 3 eyeshadow palettes as part of this project. Ultimately, the goal is that I should be able to rotate through my makeup collection and not get bored and not get demotivated when there is no progress. So then I hope that makes sense. Let's jump into today's update. So then I will go in order these palettes were rolled in the project. This is my second update. In my introduction, I randomized 3 eyeshadow palettes, and in my first update, which is March month, which was last month, I managed to roll 2 of them out, and then I rolled 2 new palettes in. So then let's go in order. The first palette I want to talk about is my Pat McGrath Mothership 1 Subliminal, and this palette was rolled in the introduction of the project, and last time there was still a couple of shades that I did not use at all. This month I managed to No Pan Left Behind this completely. So this will be rolling out. Now let's go to the shade by shade uses. Before I jump into shade by shade usage of this palette, I want to mention that this is what I have on my eyes today. By the way, if you're wondering why I'm wearing 2 different eye makeup looks, I have been also doing 2 looks, 1 palette kind of videos here using my existing eyeshadow palettes, and I make sure that if some palettes are part of my project plans, I make sure to use at least some of them to create 2 looks, 1 palette. So these are the 2 looks I have created using this Pat McGrath Subliminal palette. Apart from that, I also created 2 beautiful looks that I will link them somewhere here if I can find the footage. But I absolutely love this palette. This is cool tone palette with a pop of blue, and the special shades also have some kind of blue reflex to them, which is why I love it. I absolutely loved the makeup look that I get out of this palette. By the way, I will also link my 2 looks 1 palette with this palette here in the product cards. Then let's go to the shade by shade uses. So the first shade is this champagne kind of shade, which had 2 uses on it. Second is the matte, which is a deeper grayish tone brown, and this has also 2 uses on it. This is the only lightest matte. This is the lightest matte of this palette, which is not very light, to be honest, especially if you have lighter skin tones. But I managed to use, I can still create whole look out of this palette without dipping into the other palettes. So then I'm happy about it. This shade has 4 uses on it. Shade number 4 has 2 uses on it. This is a special shade, which is a golden shade. Last shade, which is kind of this purple to blue reflex. This has 3 uses on it. Now in the next row, shade number 6, this has 2 uses on it. Shade number 7, which is this purple toned shade, it has 2 uses on it. Then third shade, which is this gray toned bronze, kind of grayish brownish metallic shade, this also has 2 uses on it. Then this gorgeous blue shade, this is also a special shade, this has 4 uses on it. And the last shade is, which is also this beautiful kind of champagne pink to blue reflex. This is also what I have on my center of this lid. This also has 3 uses on it. So if I would say, I created total 4 looks, and I'm super happy about the looks that I created. I think more than 4 looks actually. I created almost 5 looks using this palette, and I'm super happy about it. So yeah, this is rolling out. Now next eyeshadow palette that was rolled in, it was rolled in into the March update, and that was my Natasha Denona Zendo palette, and this is how it's looking like. This eyeshadow palette has some previous uses on it, but I'm kind of sad that I did not reach for it in the last month at all. So no uses on this one whatsoever in this project. And I think in whole April, I was kind of not feeling so well. It's like there were lots of up and downs, and I was also not wearing makeup that much. So that is one of the reasons that I did not reach for this eyeshadow palette at all. Anyhow, the last palette, which is also part of this project, was also rolled in last update, and that is my Urban Decay Stone Cold Vibes palette. And I have also, because I was not wearing that much makeup, but I also have some uses on this one. So shade number 1 has 2 uses on it, shade number 6 has also 2 uses on it, and then this shade number 7, which is also a deeper matte, this also has 1 uses on it. So far I have used only 3 shades out of the 12, so this is also staying active in the project. So those were all the palettes that I was working on in the month of April for my No Pan Left Behind project pan. So we still managed to roll out 1 palette, which I'm super excited about, that we get to roll in a new palette. So let me open my Tiny Decisions app, and then we can randomize the eyeshadow palette together. So this is my No Pan Left Behind wheel. Let me just reset the wheel and then randomize that eyeshadow palette. And then the palette is NARS Cosmetic Voyager eyeshadow palette Hibiscus. Okay, it's a smaller palette. I'm super happy that that is rolled in, because I already have 2 bigger palettes to work on. Let me grab that palette and I will be back. Okay, so I'm back with the palette, and yeah, this is how the big packaging is, and this is how small the eyeshadow palette is, which is I'm super happy about, because this is a 6-pan eyeshadow palette. Let me open and show it to you guys. So this is how the palette looks like. This is kind of a red toned, too red toned for my liking basically, but then that means I can use it good enough. I've used it already, and I've noticed that I don't reach for it, mostly because of the warmer tones, but then I think it is a good idea to revisit this one and then decide if I want to keep it or not. So yeah, 6 shades from this palette, and this will be the new roll in. So to recap, the 3 palettes that I will be working on in month of May for my No Pan Left Behind are my Natasha Denona Zendo palette, and I have not used it at all, so then I still have to use all the 15 shades from this palette. The second palette that is active and I will be working on is my Urban Decay Stone Cold Vibes palette. This has 12 shades in it, and I have so far used only 3 shades out of that, so then still have to use 9 more shades out of this palette. And then third, the palette which is rolled in today is my NARS Voyager palette in the shade Hibiscus. So then this has 6 shades. So then I'm super happy I have a smaller palette. That means it gives me more choice, more option to play with the bigger palettes. Let's hope that I make some progress by the next month on this one. That would be super nice if we can have at least 2 rollouts. That would be amazing. But not promising anything based on how my April month went. I could not bother to put on makeup, to be honest. So then, yeah, some days are like that, and I'm totally okay with that. So then that is it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you like it, give it a thumbs up. Do not forget to subscribe to my channel and hit that notification bell so you will be notified whenever I upload a new video. And also do not forget to check out my 2 looks 1 palette, where I create these 2 eye makeup looks. I hope you have a good day, good night wherever you are, and I hope to see you in my next one. Bye.